service reciprocate and rotary pumps. Hello everyone, I am Charumati and I will be guiding you throughout this exercise. In this exercise, we are going to learn to service reciprocate and rotary pumps. At the end of this exercise, you will be able to inspect the reciprocate and rotary pumps, clean and replace the worn-out parts, lubricate the parts and reassemble them.
Now, let us take a look at the tools and materials required to do this exercise. Tools or instruments required are Trainees Toolkit 1 set. Materials needed: piston rings as required, spherical valve 1 number, lubricating medium grease as required, soft cloth as required, cleaning solution as required. Before we go on to the demonstration, let me refresh your memory on the difference between reciprocating and rotary pumps. It is important to remember that there is a pump variation for every application, and each one has unique considerations. To serve the many applications, there are two primary categories that relate to how the pumps add energy fluid. A positive displacement pump is defined as a machine where chambers fill and empty during every cycle of operation. Positive displacement pumps can be divided into two subcategories, which are reciprocating and rotary types. Reciprocating and rotary pumps are two types of positive displacement pumps. Essentially, positive displacement pumps enable the movement of fluid from one side of the pump to another using a rotational motion. They are also called constant flow machines because, theoretically speaking, they produce the same flow regardless of the discharge pressure. Reciprocating and rotary pumps refer to the mechanism used in each type of pump that moves the fluid. In both types of pumps, there is an expanding cavity on the suction side and a decreasing cavity on the discharge side. The volume of liquid is constant in both cases. In a reciprocating pump, the fluid flows back and forth, propelled by a mobile object, usually a piston or diaphragm. The liquid is released when the piston or diaphragm moves. On the other hand, a rotary pump uses one part or several parts to move the fluid in a circular fashion. In each revolution of the pump, the liquid is discharged away from the pump. A reciprocating pump has a valve which serves as the entrance for the liquid. The valve traps the liquid inside and directs the liquid to a certain area. A rotary pump, meanwhile, has no valves. Reciprocating pumps can discharge high-pressure fluids in small intervals. On the other hand, the fluid pressure in a rotary pump needs to be adjusted depending on the amount of fluid. The released liquid from a reciprocating pump has a pulsating manner while the rotary pumps results in a smooth flow of the liquid from the discharge side of the pump. Rotary pumps are often small, but their size is not a measurement of their efficiency. Rotary pumps are, in fact, very efficient and reliable as they remove air from the lines naturally. Reciprocating pumps are bulkier compared to rotary pumps. Servicing reciprocating and rotary pumps in diesel fuel systems is an essential task to ensure optimal performance and longevity of these pumps. Regular maintenance and servicing help prevent issues such as reduced fuel efficiency, power loss, and potential damage to the engine. In this learning content, we will focus on the specific steps involved in inspecting, cleaning, replacing worn-out parts, lubricating, and reassembling reciprocating and rotary pumps in diesel fuel systems. Inspecting the reciprocating pump. Begin by isolating the fuel system. Locate the fuel shut-off valve and turn it off to stop the flow of fuel. To relieve pressure, remove the pressure relief valve or follow the specific instructions provided by the manufacturer for your pump model. Remove the pump cover. Depending on the pump design, unscrew the pump cover or bolts using the appropriate tools. Be cautious when removing the cover to prevent damage to the internal components. Inspect the plunger and barrel. Carefully examine the plunger and barrel for any signs of wear, corrosion, or scoring. Use a clean cloth or lint-free material to wipe away any dirt or debris. If any damage is detected, consult the manufacturer's guidelines to determine if the plunger or barrel needs to be replaced. Inspect the walls. Inspect both the inlet and outlet walls for wear, damage, or obstructions. Clean the walls using a suitable solvent and a soft brush if necessary. If the walls are significantly worn or damaged, consider replacing them with new ones. Inspect the seals and gaskets. Check the seals and gaskets for signs of leakage, wear, or damage. Replace any worn out or damaged seals and gaskets with appropriate replacements. Ensure proper alignment and seating of the new seals and gaskets during installation. Inspect the springs and fasteners. Check the springs for any signs of deformation or fatigue. Inspect all fasteners, such as bolts or screws, to ensure they are securely tightened. Replace any damaged or worn out springs and fasteners as needed. Clean the internal components. Prepare a cleaning solution recommended by the pump manufacturer or use a specialized pump cleaner. Submerge the pump components, such as the plunger, barrel, walls, and small parts, in the cleaning solution. Use a soft brush or cloth to clean all surfaces thoroughly, removing any deposits or contaminants. Rinse the components with clean water and dry them completely before reassembly. Reassemble the pump. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for the correct order and alignment of the pump components. Ensure that all parts fit properly and securely. Tighten the pump cover or bolts to the specified torque as provided by the manufacturer. Inspecting the rotary pump. Isolate the fuel system. Locate the fuel shut-off valve and turn it off to stop the fuel flow. Release pressure from the system by following the specific instructions provided by the manufacturer for your pump model. Remove the pump cover. Depending on the pump design, unscrew the pump cover or bolts using the appropriate tools. Take care when removing the cover to avoid causing damage to the internal components. Inspect the rotor and stator. Examine the rotor and stator for signs of wear, scoring, or damage. Clean the rotor and stator surfaces thoroughly, ensuring they are free from any debris or contaminants. If significant wear or damage is observed, consult the manufacturer's guidelines to determine if the rotor or stator needs replacement. Inspect the vanes. Check the vanes for wear, cracks, or chips. If any vane is damaged beyond repair, replace it with a new one from the manufacturer's recommended parts. Inspect the seals and gaskets. Examine the seals and gaskets for leaks, wear, or damage. Replace any worn out or damaged seals and gaskets with appropriate replacements. Ensure proper alignment and seating of the new seals and gaskets during installation. Inspect the bearings. Check the bearings for signs of wear, corrosion, or abnormal noise. If any bearing shows significant wear or damage, consult the manufacturer's guidelines for the correct replacement procedure. Clean the internal components. Prepare a cleaning solution recommended by the pump manufacturer or use a specialized pump cleaner. Submerge the pump components, such as the rotor, stator, vanes, and small parts, in the cleaning solution. Use a soft brush or cloth to clean all surfaces thoroughly, removing any deposits or contaminants. Rinse the components with clean water and dry them completely before reassembly. Reassemble the pump. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for the correct order and alignment of the pump components. Ensure all parts fit properly and securely. Tighten the pump cover or bolts to the specified torque as provided by the manufacturer. Cleaning and replacing worn-out parts. Use a suitable cleaning solution. Select a cleaning solution recommended by the pump manufacturer. Avoid using solvents that can damage the pump components. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for dilution ratios and cleaning procedures. Disassemble the pump. Refer to the manufacturer's guidelines for the proper disassembly procedure. Take note of the order in which the components are removed to aid in reassembly. Clean the parts. Submerge the pump components in the cleaning solution. Use a soft brush or cloth to clean all surfaces thoroughly, paying attention to areas with deposits or contaminants. Rinse the parts with clean water to remove any residual cleaning solution. Inspect for wear and damage. Examine each component for signs of wear, damage, or corrosion. Compare the condition of the parts to the manufacturer's specifications to determine if replacement is necessary. Replace any parts that do not meet the manufacturer's specifications. Lubricate the parts. Apply an appropriate lubricant to the necessary components, such as bearings, gears, or sliding surfaces. Use the lubricant recommended by the pump manufacturer to ensure proper performance and longevity of the pump. Reassemble the pump. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for the correct order and alignment of the pump components. Ensure that all parts fit properly and securely. Tighten fasteners to the specified torque as provided by the manufacturer. By following these detailed steps, you will be able to effectively inspect, clean, replace worn-out parts, lubricate, and reassemble reciprocating and rotary pumps in diesel fuel systems, ensuring their optimal performance and longevity. Remember to always refer to the specific instructions provided by the pump manufacturer for your particular model.
We have come to the end of this lesson. Thus, we have learned to inspect the reciprocate and rotary pumps, clean and replace the worn-out parts, lubricate the parts, reassemble them, and test the pump. Hope you have a clear understanding on this. Do the exercise with the help of your instructor. Thank you all. See you in the next video.